Hi there, this is Lee. This video is about Jill Stein, the Green Party, and her participation in electoral politics and also the environmental movement. The reason why I'm making this video is that it's somewhat in response to something a documentary filmmaker has said that he's been to environmental justice movements and events and he's never seen the Green Party at any of them, which is a pretty sweeping argument or accusation to make when there is evidence that proves otherwise. And this is along the lines of what happened to Bernie Sanders and how he was attacked by John Lewis, Representative John Lewis. Um, Bernie Sanders was a participant in the civil rights movement, and not only a participant, he was a leader in the civil rights movement. He was on the ground in the streets when it came to desegregation of housing in Chicago, University of Chicago area. He's been shown handcuffed to an African American woman. He's been shown being arrested by police force while he was participating in the civil rights movement. There's all sorts of documentation. He was a leader in CORE, Congress on Racial Equality. He was also a leader with SNCC, Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. So John Lewis was proven to be a liar. And it was just disappointing. It was very disappointing. And then the motivation behind such lies that were told. And you get to the point where you say maybe it's just time to take grandpa's keys away because he is coming out and meaning John Lewis and basically speaking this way and being easily proven to be a liar and bearing false witness against someone who didn't deserve that, Bernie Sanders. Um, but that's politics. And so something similar has happened to Jill Stein, where this documentary filmmaker is saying, well, she's not, nah, she, I went to the environmental movement and she wasn't there. But there's evidence contrary to that. For one, she was arrested several times participating in civil disobedience. There's an arrest record. There's police records on Jill Stein. She was arrested at the Keystone XL pipeline protesting that. So these are lies. And you just say, are you that desperate? Anyway, just to remind myself, because sometimes the mainstream media has just become a tool of propaganda. They don't mind putting out false information and forcing the viewer to actually do their own research and educate themselves and prove people for the liars that they are. I'm at the About Jill Stein page at the Jill2016.com website. It says Meet Jill Stein, and it's just a long list of or paragraphs of accomplishments she's had in working with inside politics, inside the political system, and then outside the political system. She's helped to lead the fight to clean up the Filthy Five, the coal plants in Massachusetts. She's helped to close toxic medical waste incinerator in Lawrence, Massachusetts. She played a key role in rewriting the Massachusetts fish advisories to better protect women and children, Native Americans, and immigrants from mercury contamination. She's also helped to preserve the moratorium on new toxic trash incinerators in Massachusetts. And so she's also become an advocate for campaign finance reform. She worked to help pass the clean election law by voter referendum. And so that was actually opposed or overturned by the Democratic Massachusetts legislature. And then she was drafted to run for office by the Green Rainbow Party. She's been a part of the town meeting. She's been a down ballot public official, down ballot candidate who won office at the local level, the town meeting in Lexington, Massachusetts. And she also found and was the past co-chair of a local recycling committee, and that was appointed by the Lexington Board of Selectmen. So she co-founded Massachusetts Coalition for Healthy Communities, a nonprofit organization. And she's run for other offices. She helped to lead the Secure Green Future ballot initiative to move subsidies from fossil fuels to renewable energy and to create green jobs. And so that measure won over 81% of the vote in the 11 districts in which it was on the ballot. She's won several awards. She's written reports in harm's way, toxic threats to child development, and environmental threats to healthy aging. So she's got her creds, her credentials, and her participation is actually documented. It's easily traceable. And so for someone to say, well, I didn't see her, I mean, it really kind of echoes what the lies that were told about John Lewis. Told by John Lewis about Bernie Sanders. And the motivations for that, an attempt to disqualify Bernie Sanders and disadvantage him. And that the same effort is being made towards Jill Stein. The smearing, the smear tactics that are just, shown to be the propaganda and desperation and ugliness coming from various quarters. This is a political system, but it's the electorate who are being damaged when misinformation goes unaddressed. We've seen it once before with Bernie Sanders. Jill Stein is the second chance for progressives. And I think we know what to expect. We've seen it before. It's good to answer back appropriately and when necessary. Information is power. And since the mainstream media has decided to misinform and mispower, we need to do it ourselves. Good luck.